Hey everybody, Tim Holmes here. Good to see y'all. Of course, you'll know me as the author of such wonderful tales as Peanut Butter and Dragon, as Splash Fin Toothy Grin, and of course, The Reno Buzz as well. My newest one just came out last November. These stories, of course, are all based on improvised bedtime stories I created for my two sons, Malcolm and Cooper. But one of my favorite things to do is take the recipe I use for my own boys at bedtime when we create stories together. And I worked with a teacher and we made it curriculum correct for kindergarten to grade 6. And we have a story building workshop called Start a Story. And not all of my Start a Stories, but some of them create stories like this. And we create a story in a workshop, and then after the workshop's done, we create a limited edition book of the story the children all worked together on while they were sharing ideas, voting on their favorites, and even doing a little bit of art. So tonight's story time is once again brought to you by Start a Story Young Writers Workshop, and this story tonight is called The Fairy Tale Mix-Up. Now, I do Start a Story all over the place at schools, Scouts and Guides troops, even birthday parties. But this particular tale, one of the other places I do it, or did it before we were staying home and staying safe, was with Indigo. And they had a special community room where we all got together and shared our ideas. And these guys were our authors. Check that out. These guys all worked together to create this lovely story, all about a fairy tale mix-up. Now, what's really great about these stories is that the creativity is not finished when they're finished creating the story. What happens is I tell the story to them right after they finish getting all the pieces together, right there in the workshop, and then I go away and I put the words throughout the book and I get them their story written and put together just like a proper storybook, except what's missing, guys? The art. We don't have any art in the book. Oh no! But that's on purpose, of course, because we want the children's creativity to continue. We want them to add art to the book in whatever way they want. So tonight, while I'm reading your bedtime story, The Fairy Tale Mix-Up, I need you guys to use your imagination. And I need you to imagine all the characters and all the places they travel. And I need you to have the best, fuzziest, most colorful ideas in your brain, and so that you'll have a really good sleep tonight. Now, guys, if you feel like that maybe you could be a creator of stories, definitely check out timholmes.com for two reasons. Number one, I've got a free download section where you can download crafts and activities to get you started in creating your very own stories with some very simple decisions. The second part is, on that website as well, you'll see a link to Patreon. I've started up something new at patreon.com, and Patreon, if you don't know already, is a community support idea. So idea is you subscribe to me as a creator, and depending on what package you subscribe to, you get a whole bunch of cool stuff to help you create once a month. Once a month you get a whole bunch of new stuff. Everything from, you get to do workshops with me, you get story starters, there's behind the scenes stuff where you get to see me compare my early workings on a story, and you get to see the final version. All sorts of different stuff. We even are going to do exclusive author chats as well, so you can ask me advice while you're working on your stories. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this I present to you, The Fairy Tale Mix-Up. And again, use your imaginations for the pictures there. And this was written originally by Alicia, Anne, Alyssa, Emily, Subi, and Vanessa. I present to you The Fairy Tale Mix-Up. Princess Banana. Yeah, it's a silly name, but we liked it. Princess Banana loved making up stories. Fairy tales were her favorite. Unbeknownst to her, what she made up actually came true. Today, she decided that the Little Mermaid would begin living on an island, hopping around, boing, 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 on her mermaid tail, like it was a spring. Now, the Little Mermaid bounced merrily past a straw house, boing, 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 and she thought, well, that doesn't seem very stable. A strong wind could blow it over. She bounced cheerily past a house of sticks, boing, 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 and she stopped and she looked at it and she thought, well, that just kind of seems like a fire hazard. And she bounced past a brick house, boing, 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 and she thought, what a wonderful foundation for a new castle. Meanwhile, the three little pigs I bet you knew that was coming because of the houses, right? The three little pigs had been transformed by Princess Banana's storytelling. They swam in the water around the island, propelled by their brand new pink mermaid tails that were exactly where their legs used to be. The pigs piggy paddled, because they don't doggy paddle, because they're not dogs, they're pigs. So they piggy paddled through the water, waving their mermaid tails excitedly and laughing as they spun their curly piggy tails to go extra fast. Zoom! Now, the big bad wolf, on the other hand, did not like his brand new green mermaid tail, because he'd never learned to swim. He was barely keeping his head above water. While the pigs he wanted for dinner were getting away so quickly. Now, the big bad wolf, he needed a plan. And he thought, and he thought, and he thought. Ha ha ha! He knew the three little pigs loved bananas. So he collected bananas from trees along the shore, and he built a tower of bananas in the deep water. He huffed, and he puffed, and then he dove underwater and he waited for the pigs to eat their way down the tower. And right into his waiting mouth. This'll work. It didn't work. The three little pigs forgot all about the wolf when they saw the tower of bananas. They excitedly ate away at the tower of bananas. And in their excitement, their mermaid tails were flicking about and knocked against the tower and made it collapse. And they collapsed onto the big bad wolf. So the big bad wolf's there on the bottom of the ocean, trapped under a pile of bananas, and he finally dug his way out from under the bananas, and he swam to the surface. He needed a plan. He thought, and he thought, and he thought. Aha! He'd stop chasing the pigs and make them come to him. The big bad wolf swam the long way around the island, and it took him an entire hour. The three little pigs kept their eyes open for the big bad wolf. They kept looking behind. Oink, oink, I think we lost him. Yup, I don't see him anywhere. They were so busy looking behind them as they piggy paddled through the water that they didn't see the wolf until they were right in front of him. Oink, eek! The big bad wolf was so tired from swimming around the island the long way that all he could do was gasp for air. So the three little pigs piggy paddled through the water in the other direction, with their curly pigtails spinning, making them go fast. Zoom! The big bad wolf, he was very frustrated, and he needed a plan. So he thought, and he thought, and he thought. Aha! He remembered passing an abandoned submarine while he swam around the long way. Surely he could catch them in a submarine. The big bad wolf swam back to the submarine, and he dove underneath, and he climbed in, and he raised the periscope. And he was just about to catch up to the three little pigs when the submarine, it ran out of fuel and it sank to the bottom of the ocean. Well, that's probably why it was abandoned, right? The big bad wolf opened the top of the submarine and he swam to the surface. He was so hungry. He was so frustrated. He began to cry. A sad, whimpering wolf cry. The three little pigs heard him, and they kind of felt sorry for him. The three little pigs carefully swam up to him and asked, Mr. Wolf, would you like a hug? The wolf was a little surprised by this, but answered, well, actually, that would be kind of nice. So they had a big group hug. And the three little pigs offered to cook up some barbecued bananas for Mr. Wolf. Then they filled their bellies with deliciousness. As they finished eating, they saw the little mermaid hop by on her spring-like tail. Boing, 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 boing. The pigs had another idea. Miss Mermaid, will you teach Mr. Wolf to swim? Well, I'd be happy to, answered the little mermaid. And she reached down into her small magic purse. And she pulled out a large electric tail. Your training tail, she announced. Mr. Wolf put on the new tail. Fits kind of snug. And he switched on the power. Blue electric shocks crisscrossed all over the tail. This is cool, Mr. Wolf exclaimed. Then, without warning, he swam with great speed out into the water. He got far away quickly. But wait, cried the pigs. You have to wait an hour after eating before swimming. But he was gone. The end. I wonder what's going to happen to the big bad wolf. I hope maybe the three little pigs will rescue him when he gets a cramp from swimming too early after eating. Guys, that was the fairy tale mix-up, and it was created during Start a Story Young Writers Workshop. And I miss doing Start a Story Young Writers Workshop very, very much. And I miss creating with you guys at schools, at Scout and Guide troops, at birthday parties, at Indigo Pinecrest. And so one of the ways that we can definitely create together, guys, is you hop on to timholmes.com, check out the free download section, and you'll be able to get access to activities and crafts to help you begin creating stories. Another way we can truly do it together is I've just started my own Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/Tim Writes, you can find the link at timholmes.com, which is right there, timholmes.com. If you can find the link to Patreon, and there's all sorts of monthly benefits and different creativity-inducing things that we can do together. And you subscribe to me as a creator, and we get to be a team creating stories every month through workshops, bookmaking tutorials, behind-the-scenes stuff, story starters, all sorts of different things. So guys, thank you so much for being a part of the story time tonight. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to help me out and you like what's happening, easiest way to do that is tell 3 people you think might not know about me. Tell them about the free activities at timholmes.com. Tell them about these story times. They can come by every Saturday night and check out the action. And for sure, tell them about the Patreon and see if they want to get involved. Maybe it'd be something great you could do with your friends. So guys, have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy this beautiful weather. But please, do it safely. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. And guys, always have fun creating.